which is how did you use the media technologies in the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages. The first one we're going to talk about is Blogger.
Yeah, we kind of used Blogger for most of our process because it was very like fundamental to our research and planning, because it was a way for us to like track what we'd researched and who did what and that sort of thing.
It was a great way to organise ourselves as well, especially in planning, planning like shoots and that kind of thing, helping us sort out for during the day.
And also with the drafts as well. We uploaded all of our work and set them as drafts because as individuals we kind of knew what to do.
Yeah.
We also have all labels, so we know how many posts we've done, what we need to do, and also we get feedback from it, so it helped improving
It's
our
also
blog.
online as well, so we can access it anywhere we need to. So if we're at school, we can access it there, and we can access it at home as well. And it was quite good for our process because it helped us to see what each other had done and how we could like develop our ideas and stuff.
It was very simple and quite anyone could use it. It's quite easy.
And also compared to last year, using uploading all the drafts, it just added like better communication and clarity to our work. Whereas last year we kind of got muddled up.
Helped organise.
Yeah, we kind of got muddled up with who's doing what.
These are some of the presentation sites we use to present our posts on.
This one's SlideShare.
We kind of used SlideShare to make sure that we could show each other our presentations that we've made on our computers, and it wasn't just kept at home, like it was online so all of us could see it and we could all reference to it if we needed to develop ideas and everything. We use SlideShare a lot for uploading presentations and everything, and it was quite useful to like make us more creative because we could make any sort of presentation and it would upload it.
You could also do Word documents on SlideShare as well. So that was, instead of Script, which is another software that we used, this sometimes made it look different and more media rich.
eMaze is a good presentation site as well we use, which again, it was exactly the same factors we used it, just to help variation and avoid like repetition.
Yeah, it made our blog look a lot more different to everyone else's, and it made it individual, and it's a more current website for presentations as well, and it relates more to our genre of pop.
And you can add loads of different designs to it as well.
To help fit the genre.
I used eMaze quite a lot for my blog posts, and I found that it was quite easy to use. There was a variety of different themes that you could have with it, so if I was talking about a journey, there was one like as if they were going on a car journey, which was my favourite.
Whereas using SlideShare as well, it was kind of based mostly on like the PowerPoint templates ready.
Yeah.
Which was a bit boring. But,
PictoChart was also a presentation, but however we could do interactive like posters.
It made like our posters look a lot more modern, and it was a very good way to make small pieces of speech and like anything we needed to get across. It was easy to make, and it was like simple and quick, and we could just get our message across and post it onto the blog. We used SurveyMonkey as well because with the current like society, everyone's a lot more modern and no one wants to do like paper questionnaires anymore. So we decided to be a bit more creative and use a SurveyMonkey website, and it allowed us to post on social media and stuff about the questionnaire we wanted people to participate in, and it allowed us to get a lot more feedback as well because people were unlikely to write it seriously if we were there watching them, whereas if they did it by themselves they were more likely to put like true
It gave us
opinions.
a wider variety of people, and from our social media we could hit our target audience.
Large audience as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, whereas if we just did it at school locally and just handed it around, then it's all the same age and it'd all be similar answers, which wouldn't give it a fair like judgment.
And also it takes a lot of time when doing the questionnaires on paper. It takes a lot of time to collect all the data.
Yeah,
whereas
it was better feedback as well, a lot more better feedback.
Whereas on this program, you could get the data like instantly.
Prezzies was also a presentation website just to help with our like interactivity as well.
Yeah, similar to eMaze, like we used it for different blog posts. Quite a common one.
It was a lot more creative as well because you can insert like links to YouTube videos and everything. It's more interactive and it's more visual as well, so it helped us to add to the media richness of our process, which is more like up to date and obviously in like on track with our genre and everything.
It gave
Put it
us
straight onto the computer.
It
And
ma-
also we use the 6S as well because we found that in dance studio, the kind of like different lighting came out better on the 6S than the
It's a
6.
different camera.
Yeah.
improved.
It makes it look a lot more professional as well. which is-
There's also like filters and everything, and like slow motion and more
Yeah.
effects you can
Time
add on the
lapse.
which was
success
better
as well.
with editing, which was a lot more easier for us to use.
Yeah.
It made it look a lot more professional in general, really, because it was just such a high quality, and the compatibility with the computers we used was just it kept the quality rather than losing it by.
Yeah, it was easy to pass all the shots onto the MacBook because they're the same software like Apple. And I think it just made it a lot easier. Made the editing process just easier to cope with.
So like we used 3 MacBook Pros and we transferred a lot of the footage between them. So like some we used iMovie in one of ours, which we already had in the computer, which saved us like £10, which was really useful.
It really benefited that we used a MacBook, I think, this time, because there was different like software on the MacBook that we couldn't use last year, which I thought.
And iMovie, which we did use last year,
It's a lot more
but
detailed
it's a lot
on a
more
MacBook.
detailed,
Yeah,
and
we
it's
used an
new.
iPad
Yeah,
last
the
year.
newer version really helped us from the new technology, which was easy as we could cut down
And it's
and
easy to
focus on
edit.
each individual clip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was much easier to separate all the shots and cut them down.
It also showed that we could be like more creative with like our process, because there
Yeah.
was so many more filters you could do. You
Yeah.
could make it slower, you could speed up like a shot if it was too long, and you could cut out any bits where like the artist didn't stay in character or anything, so it made it just look so much more
I think,
professional.
Yeah.
definitely.
So this is
iMovie.
iMovie, which we use.
And I think from using iMovie, when we started doing the editing and through that process, the music video definitely improved as we got used to using the software as well.
Yeah, because doing our we done a lot of our videos with interviews and that, which helped us kind of
Yeah.
get used to the basis of it, which made our editing overall
Yeah,
a
like
lot more better.
bloopers
Because
as
Jess,
well.
our editor, found it a lot more easier by having
Yeah.
some more experience with it.
At the beginning as well with the rough cut, we sort of, although we had a rough idea of how to work the MacBook version of iMovie, it was a lot more difficult, and we found that when we came closer to the end of the editing process, it was so much better because we knew how to work it and we knew how to make
was
it look
quicker as well.
professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if any shots were too dark or didn't look right, we could
Yeah,
edit them
that's
and like we could just tweak them a little bit.
Yeah.
That's Photoshop. We use Photoshop to
Do our digipack.
help make our digipack. Yeah.
And it's just like a really easy program to like change like the different logos and stuff on
Yeah.
the posters.
I think it took a while to
Get used to
to
it.
get used to it because it is quite.
Because we had to use it on the school computers as well, because we didn't have it on
Yeah.
us, which
Because it's a
would've-
proper
yeah, it's a
professional one as well, so
professional
we didn't
one.
know how to work it.
But it is a good software. Like it did help us with
But once you-
the outcome.
yeah, and
But
by
once
the
you
newer
kinda get-
editions, with like being able to research for help, and that helped a lot on the actual
Yeah.
site.
We also used defont.com to make our digipack that little bit more unique. It was a font website that had like a catalogue of free fonts that we could download and make our own.
Yeah, and wasn't copyright. So
Yeah,
we
so
had
they were
every right to
copyright
use
free
them.
fonts, and we could download them to our computers. It was just a lot different to like the usual boring fonts that you find in like Microsoft
Yeah,
Word and
I think
stuff
it
like
made
that.
it made it more original and different from everyone else's digipack that's out there.
Yeah, more
And it made it
It
look
put
a
our
lot.
stamp on it.
Yeah,
I think,
it made it look
yeah.
more professional as well, because no real music videos and that use like Times New Roman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from
normal-
our
yeah, normal
from
font.
our rough cut. No, yeah, our rough cut for the digipack. From the responses that we got,
Different
they said
font.
that the font wasn't good
Yeah.
enough. So we found this website, and that definitely improved it very well.
And also it just makes the video more appealing, really.
Yeah.
Just makes it completely different and just improved it so much.
The final thing was YouTube. It was quite vital for us to use
Yeah.
YouTube across the whole process, really. Like, it allowed us to upload videos with editors, directors,
Yeah.
anything we needed, any feedback as well. It helped us a lot with the feedback. It just meant that we could all have a look at the feedback and we could use it to our advantage.
Yeah, again,
also
by
the-
being more interactive as well, just helped.
And also this was like a backup as well, so if we lost any memory on like our phones, we could always refer back to the YouTube.
Yeah, it's also
But-
another social network in a way. So our target audience can communicate with us through there by like responding on our posts and yeah, I think it was just another gap for.
And it was great putting our music video as well, because luckily where we done it straight through iMovie, this also helped to keep the quality up to a really good standard as well.
Yeah.
So. We used
We use social medias to like our advantage because it links so much to our target audience, and it's so like big in like, our society. Like it's the most important thing to get any message across because it's just instant and it's global.
And our target audience use social network all the time, like our
especially
age,
making
young
Twitter and
adults.
Instagram, because we avoided
Yeah.
Facebook due to the like a lot more in
Older
older,
people.
which we want obviously young adults,
Which
we
we
found
researched,
Twitter and
yeah.
Instagram.
And one of our aims of this video was to kind of like get global reach, really.
Yeah, that was a
And
great.
this was,
It
and
was
this
a
was
great
the
way
best
to
way
plan.
to kind of get into those
Yeah, it was a great way
segmented
to
group of
plan, to
people.
advertise as well, obviously main purpose, but as well get feedback off of followers.
And it was more creative as well because we sort of kept all of the followers along with the process, so it was more like interactive with the audience and all that sort of stuff.
Cool. Yeah, thank you.